Jen's Links at Lighthouse Cove, home to a big shark and the Lighthouse Classic. For the Classic, we're going to have professional and amateur divisions and play all rounds on the high tide course. Let's do a flyover of the course as I explain a little bit about it. As part of a dual course venue at the north end of Long Beach Island, the high tide course was developed in 2019 and has been enjoyed by thousands through 5 seasons. Designed by Harris Mini Golf, the course has plenty of little twists, turns, undulations, and simple obstacles, except for holes 15 and 16, which you'll see a bit later. Like many Harris courses, most of the fairways and greens have brick barriers, and if you're not scared of the cornered edges of those bricks, side and backdoor opportunities for aces are definitely an option on this course. Also, like most Harris courses, the Jen's Links high tide course has several pathways to the hole. Some have higher probabilities for an ace compared to others, but most of the holes on this course have a hole-in-one shot somehow, a few with a great deal of risk. The purpose of this video is to show you my shots on each hole, not necessarily one that will yield the highest risk-reward factor should you opt to find a different path to the hole that works better for you. So by all means, use this video as a guide. These shots that I'm showing you here are the ones I find most beneficial for my style of play. Obviously, if you're somebody who likes to play aggressively, you may do things a little bit differently. And of course, if you're a left-handed player, your shots may be quite different than mine. Through 5 seasons, the carpets here have been worn down a bit, but nothing that's really detrimental to productive putts. Most of the fairways and greens are in good shape. However, on most of the holes, the carpets tend to be a little fast. So unless you're purposely playing for a side or backdoor shot, you don't have to strike your putts with a lot of force. Firm in some instances, yes. But on many of these holes, the ball carries well with a firm, medium-paced putt. As for how this course holds up following rain, let's talk about that for a moment. Remember, the Lighthouse Classic will be a rain or shine tournament, so unless there's a threat of lightning or extreme weather that absolutely forces the closure of the course by management, we're going to play. In that regard, I'm aware of a few holes that may retain water better than others, and from what I've been told by course management, it's mostly limited to holes 10, 11, and 12 along the southeast corner of the course. Those holes are somewhat low-lying near the street, where water can pool and overflow through the fencing and onto the course. But for the most part, if the rain isn't too heavy, the drainage system here does its job and prevents the fairways and greens from getting too waterlogged. So, while rain definitely will slow down some shots, it won't be overly detrimental to how you approach your putts on each hole. As for wind, generally speaking, it's not a factor unless you're up high, and even then, I don't think really that's a big deal. I've never had any issues with wind, and yes, sometimes it gets pretty windy right off the bay next to Jen's Links. Still, I've never known a ball to get moved by the wind, even the fiercest winds off of Barnegat Bay. Now, as for holes 15 and 16, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, after the course's second season, the management received some feedback that a few of the holes seemed too easy for ace shots. So, on the high tide specifically, holes 15 and 16 were altered. On hole number 15, a roulette-style contraption was placed right in the middle of the hole-in-one line, while another contraption with a Plenko-style exit ramp was set in the direct line to the hole on number 16. While these contraptions haven't completely diminished the possibility of an ace, they are not anywhere near the probability for one pre-season 2 at Jen's Links. Still, the course has plenty of ace opportunities. How many you can acquire in one round is the obvious key to a lower score. But, generally speaking, for most professional players, most of the holes on this course can be managed within 2 or 3 strokes. I'm really not expecting too many 4s or 5s. To the best of my knowledge, the course record is 35. Now let's go through each hole. On hole 1, the starting point is about a putter head to the left of the right brick. Make sure not to strike the putt too hard, enough to get up the incline. Be careful with your pace on this hole because once the ball clears the incline, it's going to pace really quickly to the hole. It's better to short it than hit it too far back toward the rocks. If you get it near the rocks, It's a tough 2 to make right up against them. On hole 2, the starting point is about a putter head to the left of the right brick. A decent strike on the initial putt could be a front door ace, but it might be best to strike a little harder for a backdoor shot. Aim for about a foot or so left of the interior brick facing. From there, the natural left slope of the green will redirect the ball a slight bit to the left. It should go by the hole, and hopefully you'll get a solid shot off the brick facing for a possible backdoor ace. On hole 3, the starting point is about a foot backward, maybe an inch or two off the left side of the bricks, enough to clear the bricks as you strike the initial putt. Aim for about a foot or so left of the right side post on the little staircase at the back of the green. Give the ball a firm strike and some decent speed. With the right speed and firmness, the ball will rebound off the board and head back toward the hole for a backdoor ace. On hole 4, the starting point is about a foot to the right of the left side brick. The initial putt is all about control. You have to make it straight. The key here is speed. As the ball travels between the rocks, don't kill it. Hit it nice and firm, but not too hard. This green is really quite fast, so you've got to go between the rocks. Don't slam the ball. Ease it through. On hole 5, the starting point is about 6 inches left of the wall on the right side. Aim at the bottom right corner. You'll see the picture on the opposite wall. Aim at the bottom right corner. Somewhere in that vicinity, you can get a good bounce off the wall toward the hole. Aim at the bottom right corner. If your initial putt meets the wall near the bottom right corner of the picture, the carom should deliver the ball toward the hole. It's not an easy ace, but it is doable. With the right speed, the ball at least will be within a comfortable distance of the hole for a 2-putt. Be careful on the right side of the hole from that angle. There is a little bit of a wiggle in the green. Just got to be careful on that other side. Hole 6. The starting point for me is about a foot or so to the left of the right side brick. Strike the ball solid and aim for the 2 bricks that are facing the green on the opposite side of the second platform. This is a precision putt, but it can't be too hard or strike the wrong brick. Ideally, with the right speed, the ball will ease off the middle platform and get close to the hole. Now, you could go for the hole that's in the middle of the fairway, but the exit chute that comes out from under the rocks is not a guaranteed ace. At times, it's not even close. I've had the ball stop within a foot or two of the hole, and sometimes I've seen it kick out wildly to the right side of the green near the bricks. It all depends on how it pops out of that chute. On hole 7, the starting point is about a foot to the left, maybe even a putter head off the corner of the left side brick. It really depends on how you want to strike the ball and which direction you want to go. But you strike the ball solid, aim for the space behind the pilings or to the right edge of the farthest piling. The natural right-leaning slope will send the ball toward the back wall, and the goal is for a nice carom off the wall and a smooth roll down toward the hole. Generally, if you get the right bounce off the wall, the ball should get to within a couple of feet of the hole. Sometimes it might go in for an ace. Hole 8. Starting point is about a foot and a putter head to the right of the board, just behind the imaginary perpendicular line to the second bolt in the wood. So the starting point is there, and you strike the ball with a medium speed and aim for the spot about a foot to the right of the meeting point, that left side rail and that diagonal rail. The right speed and angle will create a carom that delivers the ball toward the hole. I've not aced this hole in 5 seasons. I've never seen anybody ace it, but the right exact hit on that board, the right speed, it could go in. Hole 9. The starting point is about a putter head to the right off the corner of the left side brick. A firm but not a hard strike on the initial putt is sufficient, and aim for about a foot left of the right group of pilings. The right speed down the slope, the ball will swing a little bit to the right and head for the bricks behind the hole. Good hit on the bricks, and you might have a backdoor ace possibility, or at the very least, you'll be within a foot or two of the hole. Hole 10. The starting point is about a foot off the back corner of the right side brick. Strike the ball firm but not hard toward the right side of the rail, just about the area where it starts to curve to the left. The best shot is one that slowly creeps down from underneath the overpass near the left rail. A slow creeper ball coming down that left rail eventually will turn right as it heads toward the hole. Very often it will, if it picks up speed, it'll slide past the hole a little bit, but sometimes if you have the exact right creep on the ball, it'll just creep its way down to that hole for an ace. For hole 11, the starting point here is about a foot off to the right side brick. Strike the ball firm, but easy, and aim for the spot about a foot from the hump on the left side of the fairway. If you hit the right spot going through the fairway, as the ball easily rolls down the fairway, it will swing to the left a little bit toward the hole for a possible front door ace. Worst case scenario, it might be short a foot or two if you hit it too slow, or if you hit it too much, you'll end up toward the back bricks for a shot that's a couple feet. On hole 12, there are two solid shots, both with the same starting point, which is about a putter head off the corner of the left side brick. I usually angle my putter head back a little bit so that when you strike the ball, you're not smacking the brick. So the one option is to strike the ball with a decent pace and aim at the crevice in the rock. As the ball rolls toward the rock, it should bend slightly right and carry off the right edge or the right half of that other rock and roll toward the hole. If it's not too hard of a shot, the ball should settle near the hole. Sometimes it will go in. The second option targets the bricks off the right edge of the rock on the other side by the fence. Ideally, you want to hit the second one to the right of the wide fence post that's off to the right edge of the rock. If the ball hits the brick straight on, it could be a side door ace. Essentially, you have to make sure it's a precision shot and it has to hit that brick face on so that it goes to the hole. Hole 13. The starting point is a foot off the corner of the right side brick. Strike the ball firm with a decent pace and aim for the brick just to the right of the hole. Remember, this fairway has a slight gradual incline, so your pace needs to be good enough to climb it. The ball, as it goes, will bend slightly left as it travels through the fairway, mainly because of that hump that's a little bit over there on the right. Hit it firm, hit it right at that area of the brick off to the right side of the hole. Should get close. On hole 14, if you're a right-handed putter, get your butt on the fence to make this ace. The starting point for me is about a foot off the corner of the left side brick. What you want to do is you want to strike the ball firm with a decent pace and aim for about 6 to 8 inches to the left of the rock. This ace shot is all about touch. Too much pace and the ball's going to go gliding past the hole. Make sure you don't push the ball too far to the right or you're going to bang a rock on the way. So here we are at hole 15, and I'm just going to say it now. I don't even think about hitting my ball up that ramp. For me, the starting point is about a putter head off the corner of the left side brick. What I want to do is I want to strike the ball firm with a decent pace and aim for the bricks that are off to the left side of the roulette contraption, blocking their way. Your best bet here is to get a carom that will send your ball behind the rock and near the hole. You can try the contraption thing if you're daring, and it may get your ball close to the hole, only if it comes out the right side. But if it comes out of the left side, you're going to be behind the rock, staring at a possible 3 or a 4. On hole 16, there are alternatives in an attempt to get your ball near the hole, and I'll show you all of them that I know. However, I caution you, they're all quite risky for varying reasons. As for my shot, well, I actually use the contraption that's in the middle because I've discovered during the past few seasons that it yields the best possible route for an ace, or at the least, settling your ball near the hole for a relatively simple 2-putt. The starting point is, of course, directly right in front of the ramp. Strike the ball firm, but not too hard. The key here is to get up the ramp enough without too much bounce, or it will not get under the hood that's at the top of that little ramp there. If you aim a little right, the ball should exit the Planko-style ramp on the other side and deliver the ball near the hole. If you go up left, sometimes it gets a little off center and it doesn't go toward the hole. It'll pull it to the right. As for the other shots that may get you close to the hole, you can putt from center and try to squeeze through the ramp and the pilings, but be careful, there's a hump there that will redirect the ball a little bit to the left as it climbs over the hump. Or you can fire from the far left side of the tee space toward the front side of the curve on the right side and hope for a decent bounce on the bricks that will get your ball somewhat close to the hole. Or you can even take your chances with navigating the narrow channel to the left side of the ramp. Hole 17, and this also has two good options. The first one has a starting point about 2 putter heads off the right corner of the right side brick. Strike the ball with a light pace, maybe 6 inches off to the right of the left rail bricks. The pace needs to be somewhat slow so the ball can bend left down the slope and toward the hole. For a second option, the starting point is more like a foot off the corner of the right side brick. Strike the ball with a decent pace so it doesn't bend too much left, but the attempt will be to bounce the ball off either the 3rd or 4th brick to the right of that ADA exit for a potential backdoor ace. My ball here in this video hit on the 2nd brick, which is not angled toward the hole too well, but it puts you in a position for a decent 2-putt. And here we are at hole 18. The starting point is about a foot, sometimes a putter head or two, depending on your preference, off the corner of the left side brick. For most righties, you're going to be standing on the rocks to make this shot. Strike the ball firm with a decent pace and aim for the spot just to the right of the hole. The ball, as it goes up that fairway, is going to wiggle a little bit to the left as it gets toward the hole, but it's only going to wiggle a little bit, like maybe an inch or two. So this is almost a straight shot, but not quite. So that's the high tide course at Jen's Links at Lighthouse Cove. For the Lighthouse Classic, pros will play 3 rounds on this course, while amateurs will play 2 rounds. And remember, this is an American Mini Golf Alliance red event, and if you're an AMA member, you will receive points toward your national ranking. Check out amaminigolf.com for points details, amaminigolf.com. So again, that's the high tide course at Jen's Links at Lighthouse Cove. Really hope you get a lot out of this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the Lighthouse Classic.